of the Earth's actual space. It's the resources that are important. And resources are things, natural resources are things we depend on the Earth to get. Things like fuel, food, water. These are natural resources that are important. And we split them into two categories: renewable resources and non-renewable resources. You guys have studied this before, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So renewable resources are things that are replaced over time, that are not used up. There's sort of an unlimited amount of these. This includes things like wind, solar energy, water, food. Those can be renewable resources that can be replenished over time, as opposed to non-renewable resources, of which there's a finite amount. There's a limited amount of fossil fuels in the ground, and they're not replaced over time. Things like gas, oil, coal, metals, minerals that we take from the ground. Once those things are taken out of the earth, you take a gallon of oil out of the earth and use it, well, it's gone, and it's not coming back. And so obviously, eventually that means you're going to run out of those things. There's not going to be enough of those resources to support the number of people that are living on the earth.
So what are we going to do when oil runs out?
Well, what are we going to, yeah, that's a good question. What are we going to do when oil runs out? Well, we are looking, or we should be looking to try to transform the technologies that we have to use more of these renewable resources that will not run out and less of these non-renewable resources. You know, some of the renewable sources, these are ways of producing electricity, for example. A wind farm, wind turbines, you may see them if you drive south of here, like towards Waterville. You may see up in the ridge a whole series of wind turbines. Basically, as the blades of the turbine are spun by the wind, it turns a generator, which makes electricity. So again, when you use those turbines, you don't use up the wind. Okay, if it's going to be windy tomorrow, it's still going to be windy. It's not going to go away. And so that's a renewable resource. A dam, which does the same basic thing. It allows water through. As the water goes through, it spins a turbine, which generates electricity. It's renewable. The photovoltaic cells, like on your calculator, that you see sometimes now more commonly being put on houses, they transform sunlight directly into electricity. And again, you're not using up the sun. It's not like there's going to be less sun tomorrow because you put a solar panel up on your house. Okay, those are renewable resources. Geothermal energy comes from within the earth. Heat from deep in the earth can be used as well. Those are all renewable. Agreed?
I was reading a Time magazine and told me the cars powered by air.
Oh yeah? Yeah, there's lots of interesting possibilities and that people are working on. Non-renewable resources are those things, like I said, that we take out of the earth. Coal, oil, natural gas, things that don't come back. So how can we make some of these non-renewables last longer? Well, you guys have heard this before, the 3 R's. What are they?
Reduce, reuse,
Yeah, good. Reduce, reuse, and recycle. Reducing means you basically, in various ways, use less of these resources. Whether it's using less packaging, walking rather than driving, riding a bike, taking public transportation, buying a more fuel-efficient car, getting fuel-efficient appliances in your home. All of those things allow us to use less resources. If we do need to use resources, we can reuse things more than once. For example, when I bring my water bottle every day, it prevents me from having to use a plastic water bottle that I need to throw away or recycle. You have products that last longer than those, that can reduce our use of resources. And then if there are things that we need to throw away, we can recycle them rather than just throw them in the garbage. Recycling allows one material to be used over and over again. If you recycle a soda can, it's going to be melted down back into aluminum and made into a new soda can, which means you don't have to mine any more aluminum out of the earth. So it can allow these resources to last longer, to preserve some of them. All right, the last thing I want to talk about today is acid rain. which sometimes people have the wrong idea of. Acid rain doesn't mean you walk outside today and it's raining and it's going to burn your skin and it's going to hurt. That's not what acid rain is. Rain, normal rain, that's unpolluted, generally has a pH of 5.6. It's just a small amount acidic. That's normal. But when sulfur and nitrogen pollution is added to the air, it combines with water and it makes the pH drop less than 5.6, to 5 or 4.5 or 4. And that's acidic. The lower the pH number, the more acidic it is. And the consequence is that acidic precipitation falls into ecosystems and lakes and forests. It damages them. Many species cannot tolerate those acidic conditions, and therefore they can die off in that ecosystem. That can affect the food web. Some forests and lakes have been completely dead where there are no living things in them because they've become so acidic. Acid precipitation can also affect things like statues and stuff. And we'll look at a picture in a minute. This shows sort of as the pH goes down, as it becomes more acidic, fewer and fewer species can survive. At these very low pH, 3.5 and 4, only a couple insects can survive. So as the lake becomes more acidic, these species start to die off. Acid precipitation is a major problem in our area. And that's because pollutants that are released in other parts of the country make their way eastward and affect our ecosystems. You can see here some statues. Limestone is a type of rock that's quickly eroded by acid rain. So statues made out of limestone erode very quickly in acid conditions. Here is a statue from 1908 and 1968. You can see the features are basically all gone because of acid rain. If you ever seen an old cemetery, the white color